background is I studied performance arts. That's also why I love Berlin, to see that there are a lot of really powerful female musicians. I had a bit the feeling I'm not so funny in Swiss German as in English, but I think it's not the safest job to be a busker. And like then my goal was to figure out.
Welcome everyone, I'm sitting here with Jeffy, a musician from St. Gallen in Switzerland. Welcome Jeffy.
Hello, thank
You just played a really nice song for us called Don't Kill the Vibe. The first question I always ask is what kind of food would suit the mood of that song?
I would say something sweet, probably. Or if you know banana split.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe something like this, like with a banana. Maybe also strawberry on top, like with a lot of, sweet, like a seductive food, I would say, yeah.
I think this is the first time we have a dessert, so we can finally finish our menu. The banana split will close that. So if you have guests over, do you have like a signature Jeffy Lou dish that you make for them?
I would say I'm really good in making risotto.
Okay.
Maybe like the Italian roots they're coming a bit back. But yeah, risotto with saffron and cherry tomatoes and a balsamico reduction. Yeah.
That sounds sounds fancy. Just to go through your story as a musician a bit, what brought you to Berlin and like how long have you been living here?
I think in August it's 2 years.
Okay.
The thing was I get a residency to try out to be a busker.
Right.
And then maybe to say like the background is I studied performance arts. I come more for the art scene. I started to make music and like then my goal was to figure out like if my music, which is I would say quite performative, artsy, more like if it's if this is working on the street as a street musician. And then I started to love this city. I loved what I do here, and I decided to continue. Yeah.
To stay, right. And you said you have a background in art. How does that influence your music? Or like the way you perform or write?
The thing is I studied arts, and then I focused quite early on performance arts. I don't know, like I always say, like for people who doesn't know what is performance arts, like instead of using colors and pencil
Brushes.
To paint a picture, my body is the tool was the tool to paint the pictures. But I didn't use in the beginning like my voice. It was like really a lot with mimic, with my with my body. And I think when I busk, singing or the music itself is one part and loops and everything, but I'm really expressive, I think, in the way when I perform my songs. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you get that out into the world apart from playing gigs? Because I could imagine that it's pretty hard to kind of capture that when recording music, for example.
To bring this part in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, but I think also the way I write songs, like my songwriting is in a way also quite, if I can say that, performative songwriting. Because I'm like narrative, I would say, like, or direct with the lyrics and tell stories. And some songs are even more performative. I think the songwriting itself is maybe there it is hearable or visible. Yeah.
How do you write songs? What is your like process there? Do you have one or multiple? I don't know.
I think at the meantime I have two.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Since I play the bass, it changed a little bit the way of songwriting. But in the beginning, it was I work with Ableton on my computer, and it most of the time it started with like a hook, an idea of a melody, and like a topic, and then out of this I started to like it was a bit like. Okay, with the hook, and I've started to feel it. You have bass line to add like a beat loop, like go like feel it horizontal and vertical,
Yeah.
like and to build it up. And I think like since I have the bass guitar, I started out of loops, and so that the lyrics are coming later. I think this is a bit what changed. That sometimes in the beginning it was so clear that I have the topic and the songs, the song idea, and yeah, it's a bit a mix now.
And lyrically, like, do you have not per se artists that inspire you, but are there certain topics that you like writing about, or that come back into your music a lot?
I think, to be honest, it's a bit like I think most of the lyrics or like the stories I talk about is out of own experiences. Like it's a bit like, I would say, like I reflect a lot of myself, but also like, especially in the beginning when I started to make music, it was the question of being a woman in our society. Like feminism inspired me a lot to question norms, and also to reflect and see on, okay, in which patterns and norm am I stuck into it. And but also like mixed with talking with friends about or observing our society, and then create like a mix out of it, and then create like for example, Don't Kill the Vibe. It's like I think something which is a lot of people probably experience, that you're like, you have a best friend, and like, and even if you think like, yeah, this time it's just friendship, there is like this I don't know, the attraction is still here, and you try not to kill the vibe. It's like, yeah, and I think it's a mix out of own experiences, and often a bit sarcastic.
Nice. And that's all part of the Femme-Pop show, right? That's your thing, I would say, like your concept. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What's the meaning behind that, or what does it represent?
The Femme-Pop show. In general, I call it a show, or like, because it's like it's a story I talk about, and or a story I'm giving to, or telling the people. And I think that Femme-Pop came definitely out of the point that I'm like, it's a one woman show. I always say like this: I'm there with my technique, or try to be a band with the sound I have, and I think that I gave myself the name Femme-Pop came definitely out of it, that I had like a feminist awakening when I started to make music, like to, as I said, like question myself, how I behave in society, like to topics like, okay, monogamic relationships, the prince on the horse, is it really that thing? What society is showing us, what is the right and the right thing? And then I wrote a song about the woman who wants to be like a single lady forever, for example. And because of, like, inspired of feminism, the topics, I called it Femme-Pop. But I would say like it's, in the meantime, or it was always like, not, I don't want to have the label of this is feminist music, but that's the reason why I said like Femme-Pop. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds like a genre.
Yeah, it's our own genre.
Maybe it is now. What's it like then for you, like focusing on these topics as well, to be a female musician in Berlin? Do you feel like, also you play a lot, I think, with male musicians as well? Do you feel like there's a difference in approach from people, or like a difference in chances? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
You mean it's more? You mean more like from the audience, the reaction, or more like from venues, for example?
From both, really. Yeah.
Here in Berlin, I have the feeling. Let me think. I mean, what's definitely a topic, but this is more like, for me as a busker, like the topic of that it's sometimes challenging, especially if I'm really like playing, also flirting with the audience, or my music is inviting is the word. And then sometimes it's I think it's not the safest job to be a busker, and maybe this is like the difference what I feel. But No, I have to say, like me personally, I had never had like, for example, with venues that I didn't get booked because I'm a woman. This experience I didn't had, but I'm still see like often that in lineups, for example, that there the quotes of how many male musicians are also like in festivals or stuff. That this I can definitely still see that this is still a topic. And what was, can you repeat the question again?
I mean, this was basically it. Like,
Okay.
how do you feel like there's a difference for you as a female musician in Berlin than towards your male peers, basically? But I think you answered that.
No, and I think what's really nice here in Berlin too, or maybe that's also why I love Berlin, to see that there are a lot of really powerful female musicians. Busking is still, I think, quite male dominated. Yeah, I never have, for example, the feeling that I'm like, because of this, that they, for example, don't respect. No, and it's more the opposite, that it's super empowering from all the sides. Yeah. But yeah, it's the beautiful thing about the Berlin busking scene. It's really like a community, and often you play at similar spots,
Yeah.
like Alexanderplatz or whatever, and we care about each other. So I think it's like, yeah, then it's a bit like this teaming up.
If we would be speaking again in a year, for example, like what are your goals to have achieved then with the Femme-Pop show or as a musician in the city? Do we have like some things on the list?
Yeah, definitely to play more shows. Yeah. To yeah, shows, festivals. This would be the goal. To develop, always, like, I love to add more to the show, to write new songs. In a year I definitely want to make it bigger. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm gonna have some releases this year, so I also hope to, like with the releases, to be a bit more on tour with that. Yeah, with them.
And would you busk in other cities as well or in other countries?
In the meantime, I busked in Switzerland.
Really?
Because you asked me.
And how was it to busk there after doing it here?
Different. I mean, because here in Berlin I speak English. When between the songs I often talk and make a bit storytelling, and to be back in Switzerland at one point I was like, oh, true, I have to speak Swiss German here. And I had a bit the feeling I'm not so funny in Swiss German as in English, but no, it was good. It was like, I think in Switzerland there are generally less buskers.
Yeah.
So I think people were really like grateful to hear music. Yeah.
How was the police there? How was the attitude towards buskers?
They stop you quite
Yeah.
fast, but I had like experience of like, don't do this here, please leave. But
Okay.
yeah, it's always the thing of how often you ignore this warning or not. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are still surprised that it's illegal basically anywhere I think only not in Mauer Park, right? In Mauer Park it's kind of legal-ish, but also there's a lot of problems with the neighbors and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's at the moment a big topic. Like it's still legal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is the amplifier.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, without an amplifier, it's really difficult to make yourself heard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a shout out to all the buskers, and let's protect the buskers. Last thing I would like to know about you here in Berlin. Do you have like a favorite restaurant here where you like to go eating?
I have to say, I'm someone I really like to go out and eat. I think this is a bit my guilty pleasure. I'm like, not that I love to cook, but also like I love to experience new places. So it's hard to say one favorite place, but I definitely have one Asian restaurant, or it's a Asian fusion restaurant in it's called, oh, you want the name, I guess. Gotcha.
Ah, really? In
You know,
Friedrichshain?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this I really like. The vegan duck with the mango sauce.
Nice. Good. And in terms of music venues, do you have a favorite one as well?
Probably not that I have a favorite one, because then I think I could tell you right now I have a favorite one.
We can stick to Mauerpark as well.
Yeah, my favorite venue is Femme-Pop.
Fine.
No, Prachtwerk was really nice. Where I like to go. Probably, I'm sure. Like after we finished, I'm like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, Berlin has a lot of super nice, bigger and smaller venues. It's super tricky to say like a favorite. But the thing is, I'm really often on the street. Like, yeah. But I had in the last days like more also like inside shows in like coffees which had like a mix with live music. So yeah. So also all these places are super cute. No, yeah, let's stay with Mauerpark.
Then we'll do Mauerpark. Well, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
And your
so
stories.
much.
And good luck busking this weekend. The song is coming out. So
Dankeschön.
thanks.
Thank you so much.